Hey, what's up, Facebook? Come on in. I pray the connection will be working great on tonight. But before I went out, in Puerto Rico, I'm out here vacationing. I wanted to encourage somebody and give somebody an encouraging word. So if you can come on in, begin to hit tag and share. How are you guys? God bless you guys. How are you? Come in. The number is 7 tonight, 7777. I need you to tag 7 people you love, 7 people you care about, 7 people that you want to motivate. Come in quickly, people of God. Come on, eyes have not seen nor ears have heard what God wants to do in you and through you. Yes, you, the one that's watching this video. So I want you to come on in so you can be blessed by this live on tonight. I want you to come on in so you can get clarity for some things in your life. The Bible says where 2 or more are gathered, he is in the midst. I don't know about you, baby, but I'm believing God to do some things for me. So if it's going to take for me to come in agreement with you, the one that's watching this video, something has to happen. Today's topic, if you are just now tuning in, is my next stop. It's to the top. Come on in quickly, people of God. Come on quickly. Begin to hit tag and share. Begin to hit tag and share. Begin to hit tag and share. I'm in Puerto Rico. Y'all see, I ain't got on no lashes, nothing today. Baby, well, I had them on, but end up going to the rainforest. Was out there praying, me and my husband. Some of my friends, baby, took a dip in the water, and it was like literally over. If you guys can hear me clearly, I want you to comment below. I can hear you clearly. If you guys can see me clearly and hear me clearly, comment below. I can hear you clearly, because where they have my room, it's in the back of the island. And for some reason, the service is very bad. So very quickly, people of God, I need you to hit tag and share. Come on, Facebook is building me an audience. I need you to move quickly and move swiftly. I'm getting ready to go out tonight and have me some dinner with a few of my friends. But I wanted to come in and drop a positive message on you, the one that's watching this video, before I went out. Tonight's message is my last stop. It's to the top. My next stop is to the top. Baby, can you close the thing for me? Hold on one second, y'all. Come on, begin to get tag and share. Do you know that's obedience right there? Just by tagging somebody you love, tagging somebody you care about. I found, and I'm just talking about me, when I am going through something, people of God, I found out that it's more of a push for me to encourage somebody else when I'm going through. But I also realized that if I can encourage somebody else when I'm going through my own mess, when I'm going through my own situation, that God begins to bless me on a whole nother level. So very quickly, people of God, come on, very quickly. I need you to begin to get tag and share. Tag and share, tag and share, tag and share. I'm going to go ahead and get started because I don't have long, but I just want to drop this into your spirit. Tonight's message, if you are just now tuning in, and usually I'm on here, I'm hooting, I'm hollering, I'm yelling, but I'm going to talk a little softer on tonight because I need you to be able to understand what I am saying. Tonight's topic, if you are just now tuning in, is my next stop. It's to the top. Somebody said they can't hear. Can you guys hear me clearly? Mimi, I think you can't hear because we are in the same building. But my next stop is to the top. It's so often, people of God, when God has given us direction to go somewhere, when he's given us direction to do something, when he's given us direction to move, when he's given us directions, people of God, that along the way there are detours, there are things that throw us off along the way. My next stop is to the top. And watch this, if your next stop is to the top, it might require for you to drop some people off along the way. I need y'all to catch this in the spiritual realm. When your next stop is to the top, when your next goal It's to the top to accomplish anything and everything God has for you. You better get what I'm saying. It may require you to take a pit stop to let some people off along the way. I need somebody to comment below. You might can't go where I'm going. You might can't go where I'm going. Sometimes we hurt deep down on the inside when people begin to fall. Come on. I need y'all to catch this. I need y'all to catch this. We are watching live and virtually. The only way, people of God, you can come in agreement with the words that are coming out of my mouth, you better get what I'm saying, is if you begin to comment, if you begin to get tagged, if you begin to get share, because I'm ministering to you spiritually and over the internet. I'm not in your face. But God is an on-time God, and He's everywhere. I'm believing He can do it just by me speaking a word. All you have to do is receive it. So once again, tonight's topic is my next stop is to the top. And God, he put this vision in front of me where I was going down the road and He was operating the GPS. Somebody got to comment below very quickly. God, you be the GPS. It's a lot of time we want to take God out the driver's seat and put ourselves there. And I don't know about you, but every time I find myself trying to do it on my own, I make mistakes. I get detours. I fall in a ditch. Things just don't go the way they should go. You better get what I'm saying to you. And God is saying this season that He's taking us in. Watch this, on our way to the top. It's going to require a few pit stops. It's going to require a few times where you got to yield. It's going to require you to break at the stop sign a few times. It's going to require you, come on somebody, to bump into some signs that say under construction. It's going to require for you to detour and take another road. Watch this, because where you're going, everybody can't go. And God began to say to me, people of God, you got to catch this in the spiritual realm. He began to say to me that as you go to the top, it might require for you, you better get what I'm saying, to make some pit stops along the way. As you go to the top, you might got to take a stop. Come on, somebody, to let somebody off that you thought was going to ride with you to the end. Oh, I don't know who this is for, but you crying and you upset because they done fell off your life, not even realizing that God was just removing people that had no business being there anyways. Somebody ought to comment below. God, remove them. Even if it hurts, remove them. Even if it hurts, and you better be careful what you ask for and what you pray for, because He'll do just that. So it might require for you to make some pit stops along the way. I don't know who I'm blessing with this. It might require for you to let some people out along the way, because God know that in the background, come on somebody, they don't mean well for you. God know that in the background, they're really jealous, envious, and sneaky. God know that in the background, they're burning candles. Come on somebody, and talk about you behind your. God knows what's going on in the background. So along the way of you making it to the top, you might have to make a pit stop to let some people off. And I'm a firm believer, baby, that when I see you ain't right and you a snake and you around me, I don't care. You better get what I'm. Oh, Jesus, I've just felt that in my spirit. I almost shouted just then, but I don't want to wake all these people up, the elders who are in the rooms around me. You better get what I'm saying. Watch this. When you are making a pit stop to let some people off along the way, come on, you better get what I'm saying to you. That thing might hurt a little bit. Oh, I don't know who this is for, baby, but if I could just be real with you, there are some people who I thought was going to ride with me all my life. Come on, somebody. They said, I would never leave you. I would never walk out on you. I would never betray you. I would never lie to you. And along the way, I got to let them off. You better get what I'm saying. I'm a firm believer, baby, that when I see you are a snake, I don't care how I get you from around me, but you got to go. I can Uber you from around me, baby. I can get you a one-way ticket. You get what I'm saying? On an airplane. It could be by bus, by car, by Lyft, by skateboard, by rollerblades. You better get what I'm saying to you. When God show you who a person is, you better believe it. I don't know who this is for, but God said when I show you who they are along the way on your journey, you better believe it. See, the problem with good-hearted people is we give too many chances. Mighty God. You ought to comment that below very quickly. The problem with big-hearted people is we give too many chances. The problem with big-hearted people is we forgive so easily. The problem with big-hearted people is you get taken advantage of along the way. The problem with big-hearted people, you look soft sometimes. The problem with big-hearted people, the enemy will make you look like a fool sometimes. Come on, somebody. You ought to comment below, baby. You got to play. Oh, Jesus. Sometimes you got to play the fool to the fool. I have been in so many situations When people thought I didn't know they was messy. I done been in so many situations, you better get what I'm saying, where people thought I didn't know they was conniving, they was deceiving. Sometimes you got to play the fool to the fool. You better get what I'm saying. So God can work in the background. So he told me to come tell you, the one that's watching this video, baby, that your next stop is to the top. But he got to allow you to make some detours along the way, to let some people off that had no business going with you. He told me to come and tell you, the one that's watching this video, that your next stop is to the top. Some of you, along the way, you had a couple detours and a couple, come on, dead ends. You better get what I'm saying, because you had, oh, Jesus. You've been stuck in poverty. You've had to borrow and beg. That's a pit stop along the way. When God has already showed you that you're about to become something great, every now and again, he'll allow you to have to make a pit stop, to have to yield along. You better get what I'm saying. Y'all around here busy worrying about the numbers on this live and who commenting. I would be typing, who and hollering, screaming, saying I needed this and I received this. When you are on your way to the top, sometimes, people of God, you might have to make a couple pit stops along the way. You had that dream to open that business, but come on, somebody, you got to buy another car in the background because the engine went out in your other. I don't know who I'm speaking to. You had the money, come on, somebody, to get that house, but you got to help out your mother, your father along the way. You had, come on, who am I speaking to? You had the money to do some things at one point. You can even sit back and dwell, come on, somebody, on how you was living your best life at some point. Still trying to figure out how you got where you are today. Where you're struggling. Where there are pit stops along the way that you don't understand. Where it seems like it's one thing after another. Who am I speaking to right now? Have you ever been in that place where you barely got enough money, but the little you had left, you loaned out, you gave out, and you was a blessing to somebody else, knowing you had your own problems? Who am I speaking to? You ought to comment below, baby. This message is for me. God said your next stop is to the top. Your next stop is to the top. He threw those detours. He threw those pit stops. He threw those yield signs and those stop signs along the way, just to see if you deserve what you're about to get next. Somebody ought to comment below, I deserve it, I deserve it, I deserve it, I deserve it. He got to do that. It's something about, baby, when God is, he's guiding the GPS, when he's in the driver's seat. You better hear what I'm saying. That it's something about when God say go straight. He told me to come and tell you, the one that's watching this video, that your next stop is to the top. Some of you on your way up, you've seen under construction signs along the way where you had to stop and work on you. Have you ever been in that place in your life? Who am I speaking to, people of God, where you had to work on you? You hadn't been feeling yourself lately. You've been having suicidal thoughts. The person who praying and encouraging everybody else. You haven't been getting dressed up and doing for yourself the way you usually would. You done found yourself losing yourself in the process. Come on, somebody, along the journey. So watch this. You ran into a sign along the way to the top. Come on, if you get what I'm saying to you, where it was under construction. Have you had to just stop a moment to make sure you was good? Those are pit stops along the way. You said, I ain't going out no more. I ain't going on no more trips. I ain't doing no hanging out. I ain't doing none of that no more. Because I just need a moment to work on me. I ain't thinking the way I used to no more. I used to have goals and dreams and visions, and I don't even think like that no more. I ain't doing none of the, you better get what I'm saying, none of the things I used to. I ain't been myself lately. I ain't been the mother I know I can be. Come on, who am I speaking to? I ain't been that father I know I can be. I have not been that boss that I know that I am. So along the journey, God said the next stop was to the top. I had to stop at the under construction sign. I got to work on me becoming a better me. I got to get back to that place where I knew I could knock down every giant that came up upon me. He said, your next stop is to the top. Because you've overcame every pit stop. You've yielded at every sign. You stopped at every, come on, who am I speaking to? Some of you have, literally had to just drop out of school. Because you had to put family first. Somebody who, listen, don't be detoured by the stops along the way. Don't be thrown off by all the attacks that are coming along the way. Don't feel bad when you got to stop at a pit stop to let somebody off on your way to the top of the mountain. You better get what I'm saying. Everybody couldn't go with Moses when he went up there to hear from God. You better get what I'm saying. Some of y'all crying because God got removed some people out of your life. You don't even realize that he's doing it because he got better in store for you. Sometimes where God is taking you, you cannot take everybody with you. I know your heart is big. I know you mean well. I know you want what's best for them. But baby, everybody can't go where you going. He told me to come and tell you, the one that's watching this video, that your next stop is to the top. But it might require some pit stops along the way. Your next stop is to the top. But it might require you to Uber some people up out of your life. Somebody ought to comment below. I'm going to Uber you up out my life if I got to. Your next stop is to the top. But it might require you to get that one-way ticket for that person you in love with. You better get what I'm saying. I don't know who this is for. Everywhere you're going, everybody can go. What God is doing for you next is going to require your full attention. 2 words, I need somebody to comment below. Full attention, full attention. You ain't got time to go back and forth with your haters in this season. That's a detour. It's going to take you a lot longer to get to where God needs you to be, because you got to focus on responding back to their messy Facebook status. You ain't got time to respond to ignorance in this season, because your next stop is to the top. If you just spent a couple of days, a couple of weeks going back and forth with your haters, it took you longer to get there. Do you get what I'm saying to you? God told me to come and tell you, the one that's watching this video, that your next stop is to the top. You can't give up, because that next stop you're about to make this time, it's about to be life-changing. He just had to allow some pit stops along the way, because he was able to see some things that you weren't able to see. He had to allow some pit stops along the way, because he was preparing you for something greater. He had to allow some pit stops along the way so you can begin to love you again. A lot of you got love for everybody else and put everybody else before your own self. You don't even love you the way you used to. Somebody ought to comment below. I need to love me again. I need to love me again, baby, by any means necessary. I need to love me again, because God is doing something amazing. So he told me to come and tell you, the one that's watching this video, that your next stop is to the top. But there's going to be some pain along the way. There's going to be some suffering along the way. There's going to be some feeling alone along the way. There's going to be some people you got to drop off on your journey, because they can't go where you're going. Don't feel bad about it. Everybody don't deserve the favor that's on your life. Don't feel bad about it. Everybody can't get a piece of what God is doing. You better get what I'm saying. Doing for you next. Don't feel bad about it, because God is up to something big. In capital letters, I need somebody to comment below. Big, 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 big. When I'm on my counseling sessions with people who book me for counseling, I tell God, give me a different way of ministering to them, because I need to rebuild, come on, their confidence. It's not about me sitting there with a paper and pen listening to you talk to me. No, baby, let me tell you what thus says the Lord. Let me remind you that you are a king. Let me remind you that you are a queen. Let me remind you that God still has time to do it, because he's a last minute on time God. Let me remind you of your worth. So I stopped by to tell you, the one that's watching this video, that your next stop is to the top. And you ought to be happy about it. You ought to be happy for every trial that came up against you. You ought to be happy for the separation. Watch this, because God was removing them for something great. I'm a firm believer that there's a separation for preparation. God got to prepare you for something big. So there's a falling away from. There's a pruning process. There's a cutting away from. So he can do something great. So I want you to know that your next stop is to the top. Somebody ought to comment below in capital letters, my next stop is to the top. I just uploaded your next Facebook status, Kings and Queens. And I want you to tag me in that thing so I can come in agreement with you that your next stop is to the top. Straight up. Ain't no more looking back. Ain't no more crying. Ain't no more worrying about how God gonna do it. Ain't no more stressing. Ain't no more suicidal thoughts. Ain't no more wanting to give in. Ain't no more forgetting who you are in Christ. Ain't no more feeling alone. Ain't no more feeling overwhelmed. Ain't no more feeling frustrated. Ain't no more borrowing and begging. You better get what I'm saying to you. That next stop you make is about to be life-changing. That next stop you make is about to make your haters madder than ever before. Because they going to try to figure out how you bounce back with so much swag. That next stop is about to be sweatless. God is pushing you into your great. But he had to allow the pit stops along the way. He had to allow the detours. Because you were blinded by love. I don't know who that is for. He had to allow the under construction to happen. Because you forgot who you were. You had to go back and love you again. The person who's there for everybody else needs someone to be there for them sometimes. The first responder who make it to the scene for all their friends, their family, the church people, their children, needs somebody to check on them sometimes. Strong people need people. So God told me to come and give you clarity on tonight. That your next stop is to the top. Listen, I have to go, people of God. But you know it'll be robbery, people of God, if I do not give you a chance to sow a seed. Very quickly, very quickly. The seed amount is simple tonight. The seed amount tonight is $20. I don't know why I'm hearing the number 20 in the spirit. The information is pinned to the bottom. Some of you are going to sow a $20 seed. Some of you are going to sow a $120 seed. But I need you to put in the memo section, my next stop is to the top. You got to put you got to put authority on that seed. And I always tell people to pray before they sow into my ministry. People of God, let me tell you why. Because God needs to give you clarity on when to give. Some of you just give and you give out of emotions. But if you know that this word was for you, I don't know who I'm speaking to. If you know that this word is for you, that it's been nothing but detours and distractions and pit stops and under construction signs and things like that along the way, then you need to sow. Some of you are going to sow $20.20. Some of you are going to sow $40. You're going to sow double because you're sowing for you and somebody else. Some of you people of God, you need to sow for you and all your kids. So you're going to sow $100 because it's you and 4 others you're sowing for. But the number is 20 on tonight. The phone number is pinned to the bottom. Cash App, Chime, Zelle, PayPal. God may tell you don't sow into me. Maybe he's saying, Evangelist Shakira preached a great word, but I need you to give that seed to your pastor. That's for you to pray about. But you better put a $20 seed in the ground. Some of you are going to sow $10.20. Some of you are going to sow $2. Do you get what I'm saying? But you better get before God and say, my next stop is to the top. So I gotta put something in this ground. This word, it was too good for me. I need to reactivate my faith. I need to love me again. I need to sow into my next. Your next stop is to the top. Some of you have given up on your dreams and your visions. You done spent all that money going to school and it's just looking like it ain't gonna happen for you. God said it was all a detour. Your next stop is to the top. Why? Because he's directing the GPS. He had to allow you to go through some things. He had to allow you to go through some things. But this next stop about to be beneficial. He had to allow you to have that pit stop along the way because you had to let some people off on your way to the top. Everybody can't go where God is taking you. Somebody ought to comment below, baby. Everybody can't go. It's a lot of people sowing. It's a lot of people sowing right now. People of God, I can see it to the top of the screen. But some of you are not putting in the memo section. My next stop is to the top. Cash App, Chime, Zelle, PayPal. The information is to the bottom. Use the phone number at the bottom, 754-246-0580. You got to copy and paste it because it's so many fake Cash Apps. God is using people in this season to become a blessing to you. And you got to be careful not to run them away by keeping the wrong people in your life. It's all a distraction. It's all a distraction. Everybody can't go where God is taking you. So he's allowing some pit stops along the way. Because you got some people you got to let off. Baby, I don't care if you got to Uber or Lyft them. I don't care if you got to get them a one-way ticket on a flight. Baby, you better ask me. I'll even book this ticket first class if you need me to. But you got to get from around me. There are some people who energy just isn't right. And you ain't made it to the top because you connected to them, baby. You better get what I'm saying to you. Your next stop is to the top. So the seed amount tonight is $20. Some of you are going to sow $40 because you're sowing for you and your husband or your husband or you and your wife. Some of you are going to sow $100. Some of you are going to sow $2. Some of you are going to sow $50.20, but you better put that number 20 somewhere. The seed amount is $20 or $120. And if you've sowed, I want you to comment below. I sowed. It's a lot. Let me try to call out some names. It's a lot of people sowing. Hold on. It's a lot of people sowing. Tempest, Lucas, I have your seed through, what do you call it? I have your seed through, Zelle. I see your seed. Tamara Jenkins, I have your seed. Mika Gray, I have your seed. Yasan Wilson, I have your seed, $120 seed, but you didn't put in the memo section that your next stop is to the top. You have to do that. Jessica Rare, R-A-R-E, I have your seed. Priscilla Wayne, I have your seed. Hold on. It's a lot of people sowing. Jasmine Scott, I have your seed. Big Boys Barbecue, I have your seed. Listen, it's a lot of people sowing. Be led by God to sow. I must go, but I just wanted to drop that in on you. I'm getting ready to go to dinner in Puerto Rico. I love you guys. God bless you guys. Your next stop is to the top. You have surpassed your detours. You've moved past your distractions and your yield signs and your stop signs. All you got to do is believe and let God guide you. God bless you guys. I love you guys. I love you guys. I love you guys. God is doing something amazing. Pray about it. Do not sow unless God is telling you to sow. There are going to always be some distractions along the way. There are going to always be some distractions along the way. Cash App, Chime, and Zelle is 754-246-0580. You have to copy and paste the whole number. It's going to come up Dr. Shakira M on Cash App. Zelle is the same phone number, 754-246-0580. It's going to come up GUM Ministries, G-U-M Ministries, for God Use Me. And Chime and PayPal is just my phone number. I love you guys. God bless you guys. Your next stop is to the top.